y'all, I am Mazellegh. I am an African American speaking directly about some African Americans who love to share on social media misinformation, stuff that's not true, double standards about people from the continent of Africa and the continent of Africa. I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm here to challenge the narratives in order for us to continue to build a bridge between African Americans and people on the continent of Africa. Somebody has to do it, and that person is me, Mazellegh. So welcome to my channel. All right, I'm going to share with you all this video clip, and then I'm going to come back and talk about it. So let's get into it.
For your album to only sell 4,000 copies, and we got so many people in the world, it just goes to show, Tyla, that, you know, for one, black people start riding with you because of you saying that you're not black, you're colored. That's for one. For two, you should really think it's out of your head. Africans, your own people don't even fuck with you, because if they did, it wouldn't just be 4,000 copies. So it's something with you, Tyla. It's something with you. Like, I don't know, man. It's the arrogance. You could have had black people on the palm of your hands over here. You know, black people would have supported it, but when you go around saying, no, I'm not black, I'm colored, that support is gone. We relate to who we relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fucked up.
My people, my people, my people. Now, there are some African Americans that stopped rocking with Tyla because of when she was on The Breakfast Club, they asked her what she identified as. And she said that she identified as colored, which is a real racial identity in South Africa. Now, I guarantee you that when she said that, she did not think or did not know or didn't realize that she was going to get as much backlash as she got. She answered truthfully, and because that's what her identity is in South Africa, and a lot of controversy came from that. The reason why there's controversy, of course, with the word colored is because colored is an offensive word to black people in the United States because of the history behind the word. And so when they heard her say that she identified herself as that and did not really see herself as black, then they saw that as being disrespectful. They saw that as her not acknowledging the offensiveness of that word. And so they decided, you know what, they're not going to rock with her no more. So now she has come out with her second album. I believe this is her second album. And there's been a TikTok viral video going around or somewhere saying that her album flopped, and it flopped because Black Americans have rejected her. They didn't support her because of the whole colored issue. And so that's the reason why her album didn't do well. Firstly, let's talk about this whole color situation. I did a video about when Tyla identified and said that she was colored, because this is what how I felt about the situation, is that it is a real racial identity in South Africa. That could have been a teachable moment for African Americans to teach Tyla the history behind the word that as we know it as black people in the United States, instead of dragging her for something that she had no idea of. And there are some African Americans who really believe that people are just supposed to know about black history. That's what they think. And I think that's an American mindset. America thinks that everybody's supposed to know everything about the United States of America. They're supposed to speak the language. They're supposed to know the culture. But then they don't know nothing about nobody else's history. They don't know anything about anybody else's culture. A lot of Americans don't speak another language. And so that is the American mindset. The Americans feel like that they set the standard for everybody in the world. And when people don't rise to the standard, or they don't feel like that they're respecting that standard, then a lot of Americans have a problem with those people. And that's exactly what happened with Tyla. She gave a true answer into what she identifies in South Africa. And instead of African Americans listening to her reasoning, listening to her explanation, learning something, they decided to take that as a way to say that she was being disrespectful. Now, African Americans we are smart enough to know the difference between someone intentionally hurting us, someone intentionally disrespecting us, and someone who literally had no idea that what she said was going to get the reaction that she received. I honestly believe that she did not think that. She was not intentionally trying to be disrespectful. She was not intentionally trying to hurt the black community. She was asked a question and she gave an honest answer. As African Americans, everywhere we go, we know we black. There's no way that we're going to go to another country and let them identify us as anybody else. You're not going to let them identify you as anybody else. So why in the world are you going to expect somebody else to identify themselves as somebody else than what they know themselves to be? Some of the African Americans were talking about that she were in spaces that cater to African American audiences. And so because she was in that space, then she should have known the culture, and she should have known how to act, and she should have known what to say. Being in those spaces doesn't mean that she had to abandon who she was. Being in the spaces doesn't mean that she had to abandon her identity. Being in that space didn't mean she had to abandon her heritage or her language. Being in the space means that she had to respect the people that are a part of those spaces, which she never was disrespectful to the people in their spaces. There was only disrespect when some African Americans can't seem to wrap around their head on the fact that there is a real racial identity in South Africa with color. So it's funny that Cardi B had something to say about how people are treating Tyla, and this is what she had to say. I put down there what she said. She was just like, "What is going on? What y'all want? What do y'all want her to do?" And it's just like, this girl is just out here making music, and some of y'all just won't let her live and let her do her thing. Y'all are holding against her for her identifying as a real racial identity in South Africa. And because she had the audacity to bring her heritage and her identity to the United States of America, that's the only thing that she's faulted for. Now all of a sudden she's arrogant. Now all of a sudden she's trying to be better than. And it's just like, where in the world did Tyla ever say that she was better than anybody? They said that she was arrogant from how she reacted at some awards with Chloe Bailey, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, y'all doing a lot to try to find something wrong with this girl, and it's all because she's from the continent of Africa. If she would have been from anywhere else, she would not have been getting this much backlash. And I think Cardi B was able to see that, like, okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough. We can also kind of look at Chloe Bailey as well, that her career has not taken off either. So does that mean that she's not getting the support of African Americans? I think this goes a lot to say as far as women and how they move in this industry. And a lot of times, if you don't fit the mold, if you don't pander, if you don't do things that they think that you should do, then your career is not going to go off as you would like it to go, or in the direction that you would like to go. There's a lot of factors that goes into a music career, how you are, how they're selling you visually, who you're catering to. There's just a lot of stuff that goes into making music, and you hope you find a spot where you're able to get the audience, get the ears, and get to people listening to your music. So as African Americans, you can't forget that the same compassion, respect that you want people to give to you, that you give it to someone else. You don't have to agree with anybody, but you definitely have to respect it, just like you will have them to respect you. Tyla, when she gave her identity, she did not mean it in a malicious way. She literally was stating a fact. And I know some of you all know that it's a fact, but you still some of you all just like to keep the dissension going between the two groups of people. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter the explanation that's given. And it's just like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. In order for there to be a bridge, there has to be conversation. You have to start learning from each other. You have to start listening to each other. You have to start respecting each other, however that goes, in order for there to be some type of conversation that ultimately leads to growth and more of a togetherness between these two groups of people. All right, you all, I am Mazellegh. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.